What if I told you that there's a program that can hand you $35,000 and you'll never have to pay it back? I'm Gina Ewan with Innovate Real Estate, and today I'm sitting with Brett McGinley at Legendary Mortgage, and he's going to break it down for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
Brett.
Hey, so thanks, first of all, for having me come down and spend some time with you. But you're absolutely right. It's a phenomenal program that's available for Florida residents who meet certain occupational and income requirements.
Okay.
And
What's it
it's
called?
Florida Hometown Heroes.
Okay.
So that's the most popular kind of statewide program. And it's really designed just to help first-time home buyers in certain fields get over the initial barriers to home ownership.
Okay.
So it's essentially, long story short, anywhere from a minimum of $10,000 to a max of $35,000, just to cover down payment and closing costs.
Okay. And who qualifies for it?
So aside from kind of the normal FICO score and credit requirements, you're talking about your first responders, educators, veterans,
Okay.
court officials, and other first responders. And the definitions for those categories are relatively broad too. So it's take educators. It's not just a teacher. It could be a school administrator. It could be support staff. So there's really a broad categorization of who qualifies for the program.
Wow. So that's amazing. So
Yeah.
that's basically like the lunch lady, the cafeteria lady, the secretary in the office. Wow. So what about the janitor at the hospital, the CNA, the medical assistant,
Same thing.
phlebotomist,
If you are
everybody?
employed by,
Okay.
those types of employers
Wow.
qualify.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as far as FICO score, what do you need?
640 is
640.
kind of the threshold.
Okay.
So,
Okay. What else do you need?
so really, what's unique about the program is it's a 0% amortizing. Now what that means, kind of in layperson's terms, is you don't have to make a monthly payment, but when you go to refinance, sell, or change title, you're going to have to pay that money back.
Okay.
So the example, and kind of from a lender's perspective, when we understand a client who's maybe interested or qualifies for that program, you have the conversation to get a pretty solid idea of like what their timeline is in that house. So this program is phenomenal for someone who's going to be in a house for 3, 4, 5 years before they need to refinance or sell. What you don't want to do is take that money, take that assistance, get into a house, and then try and refinance 10 months later because you're going to have to pay it back.
Okay. Okay. So no matter if you refinance or no matter whenever you sell the house, you have to pay it back.
Correct.
But it's not accruing interest.
Yeah, there's no interest and there's no monthly payments on it.
Okay.
So ideally, if it all goes to plan, in 10 or 15 years, you have a tremendous amount of equity in your home, and you took, let's say, the minimum $10,000, you're not going to notice that. It's
Okay.
just going to come off the top. You're going to take the rest of your proceeds and go on to your next transaction.
And if you wanted to, could you pay it back while you're in the home?
So generally speaking, no.
Okay.
But we sometimes get that question, and I'll ask that one specifically back to the agency that handles it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any income limits?
So there are. Basically, each year they'll produce a chart that talks through income limits based on size of household as well as location. So,
Okay.
for instance, a 1 or 2 person household has a lower limit than a 3+ person household.
Okay.
There's also certain areas that are targeted as well, so the income limits are a little bit higher to encourage folks and help folks buy in those areas.
Okay. Are there certain times of the year that you can apply?
So for this year in 2026, the program is open for reservations starting the 13th of July.
Okay.
And typically, those funds are going to be exhausted at some point, probably around the holidays or into the first of the year.
Okay.
So ideally, from a lender's perspective, we try and have these clients lined up so that when that window of opportunity opens in mid-July, we can reserve those loans and get them sourced. So from a lender's perspective, there's a few things we have to do,
Okay.
but the biggest one is just confirming that funds are available from the state beginning in the middle of July.
Okay. So then usually by the holiday time, you said that's it, the funds are usually exhausted?
Generally speaking, it's an incredibly popular program, for all the reasons we discussed. I mean,
Okay.
it's phenomenal.
Okay. Yeah.
So a lot of folks want to take advantage of it, and there's such a broad category of citizens of Florida who are full-time residents that can take advantage of
And
it.
it's first come, first serve. It
It
doesn't
is.
matter
Mhm.
where you are on the totem pole as
Correct.
far as, okay. What about other first-time home buyer programs? What else is out there for Florida residents?
So let's say you don't fall into one of those occupational categories. There are some statewide programs that kind of have similar FICO requirements.
Okay.
Now the amounts might be a little bit different. They're a little bit lower, so it might be 12, let's say $12,500 of assistance. Some are 10,000.
Okay.
Whether or not it's forgivable or not.
Okay.
But regardless, it's one of those things that just helps first time home buyers and home buyers really anywhere
Right.
just get over the initial barrier of entry to homeownership.
Right. And again, though, these are loans. Are there grants available?
So some are grants, some are forgivable, others aren't.
Okay.
Typically, your forgivable programs have a lower threshold
As
of
far as-
support.
Okay. Okay. So Brett, tell me, how do you handle first time home buyers?
So for me personally, I try and assist first time home buyers in three distinct ways: conversationally, organizationally, and then financially. So conversationally, I want to understand what they're looking for, what their planning horizon is for the house. I want to make sure that they understand the costs, first payment, all those sorts of things.
Right.
Then organizationally, because it's the first time, they're new to the process, I want to help them and give them extra time to get all the documents together: bank statements, pay stubs, W-2s, you name it. Let's be honest, and you know this from the real estate side, the hardest part is document safari and getting a hold of everything. So I really want to make sure they're set up for success. And then the last one's financially, just like the programs we talked about, but making sure they're comfortable and they understand here's the true cost of your monthly payment with insurance, with property tax, PMI if it applies.
Right. Because, everybody gets excited. Oh, I got approved for $600,000. But can you really afford
And are
that
you
$600,000?
comfortable making that payment?
Right.
Because you can wish and manifest a $600,000 house, but it does not come with a $1,500 a month payment.
Right.
Unless you're putting in a tremendous amount down. That most first time home buyers just don't.
Right.
So.
Okay. All right, Brett. Thank you so much for being here and taking the time out to explain some loans to us. If somebody wants to get a hold of you, how can they do that?
Yeah. So in the comments will be my number. Give me a call, send me a text, or send me an email as well, and I'll respond as soon as I can.
Okay. Well, there you have it, guys. I'm Gina Ewan with Innovate Real Estate. Stay tuned for the next episode where we're going to break down some more first-time home buying tips. And remember, you win with Ewan.